everybody to another episode of Command Combat Battle Reports. Today we are doing Warhammer 40k. It's a 4-way battle and the scenario is called Pact of Blood. We're at Game Empire, land of 1,000 games in Pasadena, and this is our board for today. Let's have the teams introduce themselves.
Okay, these are my Iron Templars. They're from the Black Templar Codex. Got a small force to add into the other side of Marines in this particular battle. It's being led by an Emperor's Champion, whose warlord trait is that he gains an extra victory point for any enemy character that he slays in a challenge. And this guy loves challenges, so that works great for him. To his right is a squad of 5 Marines with a missile launcher and a melta gun and a sergeant with a power weapon. To his left is another squad of 5 Marines with a sergeant with just a chainsword and a las cannon. Behind them is a venerable dreadnought with an assault cannon and dreadnought close combat weapon.
This is Ultramarines with Black Templar allies. This is my troop choice. In Space Marines with heavy bolter and a plasma gun. This is a 5-man squad with the warlord thrown in. He's a chapter master with I got everybody can use his leadership as long as you're within 12 inches of him. They'll be riding in the Razorback with twin link glass cannons. Have a land speeder tornado. Devastator squad, 2 dreadnoughts, and a squad, scout squad with this guy standing in for Talion, and these guys it's a 6-man Crusader squad with a warlord on a bike. These guys will be riding around in the assault cannon with Razorback, and they have a dreadnought.
Hi, this is an Eldar army, about 750 points. It is led by this Farseer right here. He's a psychic, level 3. He's got 2 troop choices. This group of Dire Avengers is a group of 8 led by an Exarch. It's a group of 7 led by an Exarch. They got a melee combat unit of Striking Scorpions, 8. You got some heavy support backed up by 3 Dark Reapers, long range. A Wraith Lord with a missile launcher and Bright Lance. This group of Fire Dragons, led by a Fire Dragon Exarch with a Fire Pike, is inside this. Falcon Graph Tank with a hollow field and a Bright Lance. And this transport, one of the Dire Avenger squads is going to go in there, and this transport is a Wave Serpent with a hollow field and twin-linked star cannons.
So this is a platoon of Cadians right here. Your basic platoon, he's blobbed them together, means that they're one group of 20 with 1 command squad. This is a group of Ratlings. They're snipers and they can infiltrate. This is my overall commander, company commander, with a Master of Ordnance, which calls stuff from space to come down and destroy things. This is a Death Strike missile. It's basically really fun to play with because it creates a game within a game, because it's a countdown. It doesn't just fire, and it creates so much stress in the game, and I guarantee every weapon on the board is going to try to take that out in the first turn. But when it launches, it can destroy an entire army. This is another platoon right here. Basically the same as that. I'm going to group them together. That's it.
And the leader?
My warlord is this fine man right here.
And what's his special ability?
His special ability is he can call orders. Each Imperial Guard platoon can issue orders. He can issue 2 orders of first rank fire. It's like a Zulu. I can go first rank fire, second rank fire, and it just creates a wall of destruction.
So let's see how the battle goes. This is the setup. You've got green and red on the right side, and they're going to be teammates. And white and blue is on the other side, and they are teammates as well. However, they all have their own agenda, so they may just be stabbing each other in the back. These little points here, they are objectives, and when someone comes within a certain distance of them, they will be triggered and could be beneficial, but they could work against them. So during the setup, the green team is able to put some snipers up on a tower.
So do mine. And I got apples, and you got apples. You have the magic apples. I do have the magic apples. Okay, that's my movement.
The green team triggers the objective that they're right next to, and is targeting relay, which gives them a benefit to their shooting. Nobody's going to be able to take that well-fortified position. And the green team is now going to be running forward. A whole extra 2 inches. The ship fires, hits the building, and he only needs a 2+ to penetrate, and out of 6 dice, only penetrates twice. He only takes out the Space Marine, the only white team member in that building. Always picking on Whitey. Meanwhile, the snipers are shooting at each other and missing completely. The vehicles fire and do absolutely no damage. The infantry, however, fires up at them and does take out one of the snipers. Now it's time for the blue and white team. Blue sends up their vehicles, and the stormtroopers, the Space Marines, move around the building.
Be very, very quiet. We're hunting levels.
The snipers and some infantry fire at the green team. They take out the platoon commander and the boxcaster. The rest go to ground. They fire some heavy weapons and take out 3 more. The tank fires at the ship. Would destroy it, but he has good fortune, so he re-rolls, and he's fine. The hover vehicle fires a heavy bolter, rolling boxcars, and takes out 2 more of the green team. That infantry is really having a bad day. It's such a bad day for them that they fail their morale, and they pull back a whole 2 inches. I think their legs may be made of lead or something. So here's the table at the end of turn 1. Green is trying to run up the middle, but not doing so well. Red is doing a more cautious advance. While meanwhile, white is slowly creeping around that building, and blue is supporting with vehicles. Now green's trying to do another advance right up the middle once again. Maybe this time they'll be more successful with it. It's like that old saying, if at first you don't succeed, do it again until you're taken down by a bolt thrower. Red, meanwhile, is moving forward, but again, moving forward cautiously, taking cover along the way. Oh, but in the center, they are throwing caution to the wind. They're running out there right with the green guys. I guess they didn't learn from them. Meanwhile, the fighters in the walker continue to give support. The red infantry on the right flank continues pushing forward right through the lava. They're red, they should blend in. It's perfect camouflage. And after the green team fires completely ineffectively on that tower, his red teammates run in front of him to shield him. I think they have stronger armor. The spellcaster tries to cast a couple spells, but only manages to open up a transdimensional gate and wounds himself. That's what you get for messing around with transdimensional gates. That's what my mama always told me. Don't mess around with transdimensional gates. Parents, warn your kids. The large cannon shoots at the tank and only manages to do 1 hull point. Red infantry shoots the tower and takes out one of the snipers. The fighter shoots all of its weapons at the tank. They're all hits, but not much of a penetrating blow, so he does only 1 hull point to it. And the crew is shaken. Green fires at the tower, and they manage to take out one of the snipers. And Talion, the hero who's in there, cannot save, and he is taken out too. That is one of the more important characters on that entire team. And the last sniper gets freaked out and runs off his tower. Comes to the blue and white team, and they begin advancing. Their walkers go around each side of the tower, ready to take on the opponents. And the blue infantry in the crater now comes running out. They are ready to face the invaders head-on. White fires a heavy weapon and takes out 2 more of the green infantry. I tell you, they are the meat shield for today. Assault cannon fires at the red guys out front, and that's 3 dead infantry. The tank fires at the red infantry on the other side. Hits once, and now all he needs is a 2 or better to wound. Oh man, bad luck for him as well. Blue tries to fire a plasma cannon, and it explodes on him. Blows up the guy who's using it and his buddies around him. Las cannon fires from the walker, hits the fighter, and blows it up. The explosion flies debris all around him, and takes out the 2 infantry that was right next to it. The infantry inside, meanwhile, manages to get out just before it's destroyed. Not sure how that happened, but I guess they were real lucky. And at the end of the turn, here's how it looks. The green has left some of their units back here to guard this fort. Don't look for very much action here. I don't think the white and blue is stupid enough to attack it. This ship, ignore it. This is the one that was destroyed. They were put it in the wrong place. The rest of the green is trying to push right up the center. I'm not sure what they're doing. They did manage to push the white and blue off of the tower there, but aside from that, they just seem to be getting slaughtered. The red, meanwhile, has broken across 2 sides of this tower, and they're taking damage on both sides. Blue and white has not been making much forward progress, but they have been sitting back and doing a lot of damage to the enemy. Now here's what's going to get interesting. Over here, the green team has a missile. They haven't used it yet, they haven't been able to fire it yet, but when they do, it is going to do a heck of a lot of damage, and that could be a game changer right there. It looks like the green infantry has finally learned their lesson, and they are pulling back to cover. Red is moving forward out of the lava on the right flank. And this is a surprise. The green infantry is moving out of their fortifications. They're going to lose their defensive bonus and their ability to shoot better. And the red infantry on the other side is pushing forward with the support of their fighter. Red fires and takes out the tank. And the black infantry inside comes out. The other red infantry maneuvers to get themselves a clear shot, and they manage to take out 2 of them. The fighter fires and takes out 1 more. And the red infantry has triggered another objective. It is a public urinal. I mean, a grav wave generator. So it's going to be harder to charge them. I always get urinals and grav wave generators mixed up, but I guess that's when the pee flies back into their face. Right, the green team's infantry in the back fire and take out 2 stormtroopers. I mean, Space Marines. The red team's walker shot and blew up the blue team's walker. The resulting explosion killing the guy behind him, leaving a huge explosion in his wake. The las cannon fires at the white walker and stuns it. It can only do a snap fire next turn. And the green team tries to fire its missile, and it fires! It's gonna come down on one of the blue vehicles, or so they're gonna try. And it lands perfectly. It's just an inch off of where he aimed it, and the blast radius includes all of that blue and black infantry. He's gonna get 2 vehicles and a whole lot of men, and maybe women. We're not sexist here. They are all getting slaughtered alike. That has left a big old crater, with the 1 guy still inside. The white walker marches boldly forward, and the 2 other stormtroopers, I mean Space Marines, go cautiously around the other side, hiding in the smoke. And the rest of them come out from behind that wall to take on the red infantry themselves. They have them at the front and flank, so this will probably be pretty rough for them. But they have another walker pushing up with them. The blue survivors are pushing up on their left flank, and some of the others are getting into the safety of the crater, along with the lone black infantry survivor in there. The blue tank and infantry fire at the red infantry, take out 2 of the soldiers, and the commander. And the blue infantry fire a crack missile, and take out the red walker. And the blue walker rushes into the red infantry, just trying to get a hug from all of them. And his massive hug manages to squeeze 2 of them to death. And here's the table at the end of the turn. The 2 are really chopping away at each other. The missile, of course, caused that huge crater over there on the left. The blue and the white counter-assaulted in the middle, taking out what's there. And the blue has been picking away at the red out there on the right flank, sort of the top of the screen. This is a massively bloody battle. Green is pulling back 1 of their platoons, and the others are pushing forward, one of them out of a crater, and the other one running around the wreckage of some ship that was there. Now that they're running forward, I just see how many there are. There are a lot of them. And now the leaderless red platoon, without its support, they're charging the enemy. The red infantry fires and takes out 2 of the... screw it, I'm just going to call them stormtroopers. The red infantry moving towards the blue infantry threw a plasma grenade, and out of a lot of rolls, did not get a single kill. The las cannon fires at the white walker, and takes out 1 of its arms, the blade arm. That was the arm everybody hated, because whenever they tried to shake hands with them, it was ah! Made them very unpopular at parties. Another heavy weapon fires, and blows it up. The red fighter manages to take out 2 of the blue infantry. The green infantry in the back fires at the white infantry near the middle, and takes out 1 of them. The red infantry charges in. 1 of them is taken down by defensive fire, and the green snipers take out 1 more of the white infantry in the center. The assault results in a kill on both sides, and they remain locked in combat. The other assault in the center results in 1 more of the red infantry killed off. The 1 black infantry survivor moves at 1 of the red infantry, and the lone white warrior moves up with his big sword. The tank fires at the red fighter, and immobilizes it. The black infantryman takes on 3 red infantry, killing 2 of them. He just showed how studly he is. He survived a missile on his own, and is just wiping out red guys all around him. The white one, meanwhile, has challenged the other hero, and killed him off. This is a good turn for the white and the blue teams. And now the walker has taken out the last of the red infantry in the center. This is a very good turn for the white and the blue team. So here we are at the end of the turn. The table is really emptying out with so many casualties. Green seems to be making a push now through the right flank. Looks like they're going to try to finish off blue on this side. It might be that he thought that white was finished here, but the white hero and the blue walker have just slaughtered everything that was in the center, and now they dominate this part of the field. The red infantry is going to just throw everything at that walker. Artillery fires on the blue infantry and takes out 2 of them. That leaves only 1 left from that terrible blast of the missile. The green infantry fires their las cannon, hits the blue walker, well, it's black, but it's from the blue team, and cripples it. It is now not able to walk. It is held in place, which is perfect for all that infantry coming up behind it. The fighter, which is still able to shoot, takes out 1 more stormtrooper. Some of the green infantry at the back fires at the white hero and manages to give him a wound. The witch comes out, pulls energy out of his opponent, throws a spear, and it just clanks against his armor, which is what I would guess would happen if you throw a spear at a guy with a lot of big, heavy armor. The red infantry, seeing that, want to protect their witch, so they all shoot at the Space Marine hero and take him down. It is like a firing squad against that wall. The melee between the red and blue infantry results in the red infantry being taken down. The black infantry hero turns around and swats the red infantry that's behind him. And seeing all that red infantry, decides not to be so heroic and jumps over the wall. Right next to the spot where it's hard for people to charge at him. Good move. He gets all of his infantry around him, so they're all protected by the gravity well. Just for spite, the blue tank fires and kills the witch. The blue rocket launcher fires at the fighter, doing a little damage to it. And that'll be the last shot. The game ends with this being the table. There isn't a lot left. You can see there was still going to be some fighting there on the far end of the table, but everybody calls it. That is the end of the game. Your final score is white and blue, 7, red and green, 5. So despite doing a lot of damage to them, red and green comes up short. They have an equal number of objectives, but white and blue got secondary objectives, such as first blood, killing enemy heroes, and white got an extra point by killing an enemy in a challenge. That'll do it for us here at Command Combat Battle Reports. Thank you all for watching, be sure to subscribe, and happy gaming everybody!